Hello, my name is Jack Brizendine, and today I'm going to be talking about the famous designer and educator Joe Marianek. Joe Marianek is the founder of Small Stuff, which is a company that he co-founded less than a decade ago. In this presentation, I will go over his life and his career as a graphic designer. Marianek was born and raised in Ohio. He was born in Columbus, but shortly after his birth, his family moved to Cleveland. Marianek's early interest in graphic design can be traced back to his family. He grew up in a family full of graphic designers, including his great-uncle, who owned his own printing company. Marianek was highly encouraged by his family to take up graphic design. He is quoted as saying, "There was always some big person saying, 'You'll do this someday.'" As a result of his family's encouragement, Marianek began his journey to becoming a graphic designer by attending the Rhode Island School of Design. At the Rhode Island School of Design, Marianek took on a couple of internships under successful graphic designers in order to learn as much as he possibly could about graphic design. His first internship came in his junior year, where he learned under the designer Milton Glaser. Glaser didn't pay Marianek in money, instead paying him in posters. Marianek wasn't upset that he wasn't getting paid in physical money for his work. Instead, he cherished what he was able to learn from the posters. He believes that people who do graphic design just for the money don't have the passion for it. He said, "You see a lot of people theorizing about design, but not really practicing it with conviction. Most people are just like, 'I'll do it for the money.' They're not successful practitioners." Another one of Marianek's internships came under famous designer Paula Scher at the company Pentagram, which took place after he graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design. Marianek says the internship with Scher was almost like going to grad school. He said, "I did more work and cooler projects in 1.5 years there than the rest of my life combined." Under Scher's guidance, Marianek became inspired to create one of the biggest designs of his career, Shake Shack. Marianek helped design the Shake Shack brand, trying to make the modern burger chain more appealing than its competitors. The Shake Shack brand is sort of a mix of cartoonish and modernist styles that he helped design and create for the company. Marianek didn't feel obligated to make the design speak for the product. Instead, he tried to enhance the image of Shake Shack's products. When asked to describe how he made his designs for the project, he said, "The designs are meant to be very architectural and done delicious. I knew they didn't have to be seducing because the food would be great." Most of Marianek's work is project-based. One of his more notable works was created for a lecture by singer-songwriter David Byrne. The work was a drawing of a camera on top of a tripod that was wearing a pair of pants. Marianek was praised for representing Byrne's eccentric personality with the picture he designed for the speech. Another one of Marianek's famous works was his design for the Cleveland Clinic. He designed a brand for the clinic that had lettering and fonts that fit with its pre-existing brand and included new colors and printing techniques to modernize the way the clinic was presented. The brand design by Marianek features dark green and light blue colors. Marianek worked on a number of projects like the Cleveland Clinic redesigning when he worked at Lander Associates. While working for the company, he oversaw different identity projects. He didn't work with Lander Associates for long, however, returning to work at the company Pentagram with designer Michael B. Root. Marianek's return to Pentagram helped propel his career to new heights. Working alongside by Root, he eventually worked his way up to becoming associate partner at the company. Marianek's talent was undeniable, which was evident based on how quickly he climbed the ladder at Pentagram, which would also help him land his next gig. 5 years later, in 2012, Marianek left Pentagram to work with Apple. In Marianek's new role, he worked in Apple's global design group. His job at the company was essentially to lead all integrated projects. He worked on human interface and marketing teams with the company as Apple's design lead. Continuing on his journey through the design world, Marianek left his job at Apple 2 years later in 2014. Instead of moving again to work for another company, he decided to create his own design company. With the help of fellow designer Dina Fried, Marianek helped co-found the company Small Stuff. Small Stuff is located in New York City and is an organization that works for the public good. On the site's website, its mission statement is to Engage with relevant projects that contribute to culture, create value, and impact the public realm. Small Stuff puts emphasis around creating projects that include many different opinions of people with great experience. Small Stuff's main goal is to work with companies through an open and participatory process that brings multiple voices and deep expertise to every project and context. The projects can be spread through paper products, on a computer screen, or other avenues of communication for the companies who decide to work with Small Stuff. Small Stuff features expertise in numerous areas, from content strategy, writing and development, to website and interface, to brand strategy, research, and naming, among other things. The versatility and diversity of the company's services have allowed it to work with many well-known brands and organizations over the last 8 years. Clients and partners of Small Stuff include BuzzFeed News, Google, and Penguin Random House, to name a few. The work of the company has garnered praise from many organizations in the design world like the Art Directors Club, the Type Directors Club, and the Society for Experiential Design. Marianek continues to work with Freed today as the co-lead of Small Stuff. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on the famous designer Joe Marianek and learned why he is such an influential person in the graphic design community. Marianek's work with many big design companies and his contributions to several well-known brands speak to his level of talent and show why he is so respected by other graphic designers. To end the presentation, I would like to leave you with this quote from Marianek that describes his views on graphic design. The quote reveals the level of seriousness Marianek takes with his designs and how he thinks other designers should approach graphic design. The quote is, "Design is a profession, design is a job. Design is not a hobby." Thank you.